Hi, everyone. Wow, what a great group this is.
Oh,
So
yes.
many
And everyone, so this is Lucy. Lucy is Director of Alumni and Parent Engagement, and she is a special guest today. She's going to, before we get into our CGO business, share some fun updates about the winter and the year to come. So let's see. Let me just get your slides up, Lucy.
Dave, I love your bucket hat. Very, very trendy. Emily, happy to jump in whenever you're ready, but your
Yeah,
cue.
great. I think we can go on and get started. I think it's, let's see, 12:02. Yep, perfect.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Lucy Chaplin. I'm the Director of Alumni and Parent Engagement. I am scrolling through our list here, and I feel like I've worked with every single one of you in some capacity, whether I was managing your class at one point or overseeing your reunion or working with you as a class correspondent. Currently, Warren, I'm looking at you, current alumni board, Heather, Warren, class of the 50th reunion upcoming. So nice to see you all. Thank you for being here and all you do for the college. Emily had asked that I come on today and just share a bit about what's upcoming event-wise in the next couple months. So we'll start with our Celebrate the Season series. Emily, I'll have you cue the next slide, please. Thank you. So here's the slate of upcoming events. So we always, as you know, have our traditional kind of big three holiday parties, which end up being Washington, D.C., Boston, and New York City. So you'll see that those three events are coming up on December 6th, 11th, and 13th. But a big focus of our alumni board of directors has really been supporting and encouraging groups to gather beyond the big three. And so this year, we're able to support auxiliary events for the holidays in Philadelphia, Southwest Florida, and San Francisco. So those events are a mural tour in Philadelphia. Our president of the alumni board, Chip Clothier, class of 79. He will be hosting that event, which is so wonderful. In Southwest Florida, we have a great event at the Sarasota Ballet Company. In San Francisco, we have a Golden State Warriors game versus the Boston Celtics, again, hosted by one of our alumni board members, Tom Anderson, who's also a class gift officer, class of 07. So we're really excited about those. And this call, there's one event that isn't on here. And the reason it's not is because there's only 2 tickets left. But I would love to share a link to that in the chat. It's an event in New York. It's a docent-led tour of the Barclay L. Hendricks exhibit. And it promises to be just a wonderful, obviously, Barclay Hendricks was an emeritus professor here and just had such a resounding impact. So we're very excited about that event. If anyone is in the New York area or will be there December 7th, we do have 2 tickets left for the event. So happy to share more details there, but very, very excited about that. On the next slide, we have an event coming up called Admission 101. So if any of you still have college age children, it's actually high school age children or grandchildren. This is an event in February. It's held in conjunction with the Spring Open House, which is hosted by the Office of Admission. And basically, you don't have to be applying to Con. Do we hope that everyone's children and grandchildren apply to Con? Absolutely. But this event is more so meant to be a service to our alumni parent community. And so at this event, you and your high school junior learn about, how to identify if a college you're applying to is a good fit, what works, what doesn't work on a college application, and other ways to stand out from the crowd. So a really, really fun, impactful program if this resonates with anyone in this group. And then, of course, my last slide here is talking about reunion. So coming up in the spring, May 31st through June 2nd is reunion weekend. So all classes with class years ending in 4s or 9s are invited to return to campus this great weekend, celebrate their class. Of course, we'll be honoring our 50th class, the class of 1974, which we are very, very excited about. Thank you, Warren, for all of your great work on the class gift committee. One shameless plug that I will make here while I have this captive audience. If you know an amazing camel, please nominate them for an alumni award. Every year at reunion, at convocation, we honor a slate of different winners who are doing really impactful things, whether it's they've been a long-term volunteer at the college, they are doing really impactful work for their own line of work. I can share a link to all the different descriptions of the awards that we have. But if you know of a camel that seems to match the description of any of these awards, please nominate them. That would just be wonderful. You know your peers so much better than we do, and it makes a big difference being nominated by a peer. So I will put that link in the chat. I will also put the link to the Barkley Hendricks event in the chat if you would like to attend that. But thank you all for your time, and happy to answer any questions if you have them.
Thank you so much, Lucy. Does anyone have any questions while she's here? I know we are all focused on the gift side of things as well, but I thought it would be fun to talk about some of the social things coming up in the year ahead. Those are great opportunities.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Or when I live in Niantic, and when I first moved to this area, we used to have gatherings of Connecticut College alums right here in the New London area.
Yes.
We haven't had one of those in a long time, and there are a lot of us here in this area. And I would love to see another gathering of local people here.
Sure. And so Judy, we have a series called Camels Connect. And so that's an opportunity, which I believe our last Camels Connect in the Southeastern Connecticut area was held last year and hosted by Libby Friedman, class of 80. And so I think that they gathered in Mystic, but I will certainly share that with my colleague, Christina, because I agree, we have so much support and local alums. I'm actually, Judy, I'm right over the bridge from you, right in Waterford, down by Mago Point. So right next door neighbors to you and both. So we would love to do that. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucy. It was great to hear from you. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can, there we go. Perfect. All right. So I wanted to share an update with everyone on where we're at this year with the annual fund goals. So our goal, as you know, is 7 million or slightly over 7. We've raised 2.3 million so far, which is 32% of the goal. We're on a great start. We are, excuse me, significantly ahead of where we were at this time last year, and we have 1,200 alumni donors. So we're doing great. We have a long way to go. See, these are moving very slowly when I click the button. So I also wanted to share with you all the results from last week's athletics fundraising initiative from November 6th to 10th, All In to Win. So we were trying to raise $100,000 and get over 600 donors over the course of the week by Friday at midnight. And in the end, we ended up raising nearly 200,000 in total support and getting 1,200 donors, which is huge. It was a much larger result than we had last year. And one of the biggest changes from that was that we had smaller gifts, but we had more gifts and more donors. So we were getting, the word really got out this year in a way that it didn't get out last year. The reason for that is that we had a big increase in volunteers who participated in reaching out to their team members, former team members, parents. So we had a lot of alumni and parent volunteers from the alumni board, from CGOs who were athletes when they were at con. The parent and family council helped as well. And we had a lot of support from coaches and current students who reached out to alumni and team members. So I wanted to say thank you if you participated in this. We were really excited.
Emily, could I just mention something?
Yeah, absolutely.
You notice the 50s and 60s,
Mhm.
which were the all-female classes, have very low participation. And I really question the strategy of even including us in the Camel Athletic Fundraising Initiative. I know we all got 2 emails. Feedback from my classmates, they can't relate to Camel Athletics. They found the emails confusing based on what we normally do in our class for our fundraising activities.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing that. We did get some similar feedback like that over the week. And we tried to be intentional about who we reached out to. So the people that were, Shelby can correct me if I'm wrong, since she did the data work on this. But the people that we primarily reached out to were athletes. And again, like, as you said, there is a big difference in what the program was for some of those earlier classes and what it is now. We did exclude some of the older classes from a couple of communications over the week, but we can definitely look into what we're doing next year and try to make it make a little bit more sense.
Thank you.
I don't know, I got a text from a student asking me to contribute. Now, I gave a small amount because I gave my regular amount to the annual fund.
Right.
But I couldn't not give when I get a text from a student asking me to give. And I don't see whether you're from the 50s when it was all women, or I don't know how you don't give just a little bit to this when a student asks you for came to me. I don't know. I mean, I had her name at the time, but I just thought it was such a great thing. And I couldn't not give a small donation just to add to the numbers. So I disagree with Heather.
Thank you. And thank you so much for your gift. I think that it's hard to reach a strategy that works for everybody. You know, there are going to be some people in every class who want to be reached one way and not another way. And I think that getting all of this feedback from as many people as possible is really important so that we can try to best figure out how to go forward. Shelby, anything to add on that from the side of data and who we reached out to?
Yeah, no, you nailed it. It is, especially for the older classes, hard to know for sure who like affiliates with their athletics team and who doesn't. So we tried to keep most of our messages for the older classes kind of basic and keep them limited. We didn't want to overwhelm everyone in general with emails. And we had a lot more involvement from coaches and the current student athletes doing some outreach as well. But definitely hear all of your feedback. I know there are some people who, like Judy, will give when they hear from a student, no matter how much it is, and others who athletics was just kind of part of their con experience. It's not necessarily what they think of when they think about giving back to con. Both ends of that spectrum are totally valid. And this is our third iteration of it, and I've already made note of that type of feedback for our fourth iteration next year, when we come to think about that communication strategy and how we're going forward with it, trying to figure out how we can best approach the people who really athletics really hits home with them for something like this.
Emily, can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Do we know enough? I mean, I'm so impressed with the number of donors and the amount of money that was raised. Do we have any idea how these kind of one-off fundraisers affect the annual fund? Are these donors less likely now to give a gift in general to the annual fund? Do we have enough data to kind of do some sort of analysis? Is it going to make our own kind of class fundraising efforts a little bit more challenging, or what is your sense of that?
So Camel Athletics is part of the annual fund. So anybody who made a gift during this initiative or makes a gift to Camel Athletics throughout the rest of the year, that counts towards your class goal and your class gift. So in that sense, it all feeds right into it. It's only a part of the whole package. And it doesn't, we're happy to have people give to athletics if that's where they want their money to go to, and we're still counting it.
Thank you.
Any other questions about the athletics? Okay. So I also just wanted to share a quick update on where we're at with class gift officer giving. We are aiming for 100% participation this year, as we always are. We're 28% of the way there, which is pretty much right on track with all of our other goals. So gifts of any amount count. You are welcome to make your gift at any time throughout the year when it's convenient to you. Giving Tuesday is coming up, and that's another great time to make your gift. On that note, Shelby is going to talk about Giving Tuesday, which is right around the corner somehow on Tuesday, November 28th.
Yes, I realized yesterday that Thanksgiving is next week and not in 2 weeks. So Giving Tuesday is coming up very fast. November 28th is the official date. We're doing a similar theme to what we did last year. If anyone remembers our Giving Tuesday last year, Imagine Con's Future Together. We're encouraging donors to dedicate their gifts to camels who inspired them, whether it was a faculty member, a staff member, a roommate, a coach, a mentor, anyone in your con community that had an impact on your experience as a student. And we'll be creating a wall of gratitude like we did last year to highlight the people that really make the con community what it is, the people that were honored with gifts on Giving Tuesday. The timeline, because it's Giving Tuesday, it's not like All In to Win where we had a big week long with a major goal. This is more just celebrating the spirit of philanthropy and giving back to con on this global day of philanthropy. So on the 27th, right after the holiday, we'll send out a save the date and post some things on social media. And then Tuesday will be primarily our communications for Giving Tuesday. Will be 2 to 3 emails, most likely 2, and then some personal outreach through text messages and social media, and phone calls as well from both volunteers and staff in advancement. And in terms of the tools that our team will be giving you all before the holiday next week, we'll have a toolkit with some sample emails and some more information and resources for you all to do outreach to your classmates, encouraging them to make, whether it's a participatory gift to celebrate Giving Tuesday, or if they make their larger class gift at this time of year, any amount is really helpful in our Giving Tuesday efforts, just joining in that spirit of giving back to con. And we'll also make sure your class lists are up to date, especially after athletics with a lot of people that gave, making sure you know who hasn't made their gift yet, and encouraging them to participate on the 28th.
So what we are asking you all to do on Giving Tuesday are 3 things. One is to give your own gift. One is to reach out to a few of your classmates. And the last is if you use social media to post, like, repost Con's social media posts that day. So you all know Giving Tuesday, everybody gets bombarded with emails. I get emails from every business that I have ever, every school I've gone to, every business that I've shopped at. It seems like everyone participates in Giving Tuesday, and it's really easy for things to get lost in the shuffle, which is why it's so important that our volunteers reach out to classmates. It is a lot more personal and meaningful to someone to hear from someone that they know saying, I am supporting this cause today on Giving Tuesday, and I hope you will too. So that's why we asked that on this particular day, you reach out to 5 classmates, however you feel comfortable, and ask them to join you in making a gift. It's just, it really cuts through a lot of the buzz during the day. We also, so on the gift page, which will be in the toolkit, and it'll be on our website too, on the page, when someone makes a gift, we're highlighting, as Shelby said, the opportunity to make your gift in honor of someone. You can go onto the page, and the comment section will be available when people make a gift. You'll be able to see where it is. You can comment and say thank you, or like add on to a comment if you know someone that a gift is being made in honor of. So we'd encourage you to take a look at that too if you want to. Does anyone have any questions about Giving Tuesday? Or any questions about general fundraising, anything Connecticut College related?
Emily, I had a question that I sent you earlier about up-to-date class lists. Because every year they seem to take longer and longer to get them. What's a realistic expectation? And I understand you've had some data issues this year. I just want to make sure that that's all internal and not external.
Yeah, so I think so I passed your question on to Michael, and I believe that he replied to it. I thought I saw, but I will double check with him.
Yeah, we have a better one than we used to.
Yeah, so I know that the lists are never perfect. We try to update them as frequently as possible. We are hoping to maybe be able to move to a different system soon. Fingers crossed. But I will share updates on that if it happens. But in the meantime, we can really just do our best. If you notice something in particular that looks off to you, that's why it's so important that you let us know, which you did. So we really appreciate you letting us know anytime you're concerned that something is out of date. We only have the information that people give us, that we get over the years, and we're always looking to improve on that. But I will double check with Michael that the issues with your list have been resolved, because I believe that they have been.
But what's a realistic expectation for a new list after the fiscal year starts? Is it the 1st of August?
I would say the beginning of September is probably what we would aim for. I'm not sure that people are reaching out to classmates earlier than that, especially since they'll have just finished the big push at the end of the fiscal year. We had some staffing changes at the beginning of this year, and I know that they were a little bit late, but next year I'm hoping to have them a lot earlier.
Okay.
And if there were a reason that you did want to have it like on August 1st, particularly for your class, if there was some kind of event or reason that you wanted to start reaching out sooner, we're happy to work with you on that if you let us know. It's a big process getting like 60, 70 lists prepared. But if there's a reason that you need something, we're always happy to work with that.
Okay. And no external threats to our data?
Not that we're aware of.
Okay, thank you.
I sure hope not.
All of us do.
Yeah.
We know, don't we? Seems like there's something new every day on the news in that front. But any other questions from anyone? Thoughts, feedback that they've heard from other alumni or donors? I know Heather,
Yeah.
you shared some.
I've got some questions that
Yeah.
have come up in conversations I've had. And I don't know if these are questions that others are getting. If they are, maybe it would be good to have a talking point sheet for class gift officers, something like that. One of the questions is, we've been celebrating the success of the Define Boundaries campaign, and when do all of these improvements start? The campus improvements, all of the other initiatives that were part of that campaign. That's one. Two is, how is the interim president spending his year? Is it just that we've got a placeholder there? I don't imagine that's the case. What is actually going on? What's he doing this year? And the last one that we have been getting emails on, but it keeps coming back again, is how is the search going? Is there some other more up-to-date information that we could, as class gifts officers, we're having conversations all the time, something that we could be armed with? So I guess my bottom line is, maybe these are only questions that I'm getting. If not, then if others are, I think talking points would be really helpful as a tool for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I have some like basic answers to those, but I can definitely look into getting a like a Q&A sheet in like the very near future. I can't promise that it would be ready by Giving Tuesday, but we can see what we can do. In terms of the Defy Boundaries campaign, so a lot of that money has already been spent that has come in. We've already started working on improvements. Susan Daniels recently gave a presentation on campus about the campaign and about like where all the breakdown of funds were going. So we do have some more information on that. I can get that like put in some bullet points that are easy to talk about. Regarding Interim President Wong, he has been very, very busy. In fact, Shelby just sent to the chat a link to his page on the Connecticut College website of his goals and priorities for the year. He sent an email to staff and faculty last week or a couple weeks ago about like his list of tasks and goals for the year, and it was like 30 points long, which really surprised me. So again, it's a lot of information, but I think it would definitely be great to, if you're getting questions, if we can boil it down to a few things that you could share with people that would be accessible and maybe of interest to them. And for how the search is going.
There's a column that he produced where he calls himself the middle reliever, as in a baseball game. Might want to put that link in with what you send. It's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. I will check on that. I don't think I've seen that, but that makes a lot of sense based on a lot of the other things that he's said, both like in person on campus and in his emails. And the search is going well. I believe they've narrowed it down to a group of like 20 candidates or something. It's a very large group right now, and are talking about scheduling interviews in the spring. But I would need to double check that was like the most up to date on the search. Is anyone else hearing any similar questions or other questions about what's going on at Con that they'd like to hear, to like have something canned to say, something informative?
I can share a little on the search committee. They are expanding the group to include more faculty and staff on the search committee. So that process is happening right now. And I believe the interview process is supposed to begin in February, once everybody's back from the holiday break and students are back on campus and everything's back in session. And then I believe the interview process will start. So there is some hope that maybe this could be done by summer so that we have somebody in place going into the fall semester, but there's no guarantee on that. Rana?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I've been getting a lot of the same questions that Heather has posed, but we have a number of things. I've been getting so many of them that one of the things we've decided, we have very active programs in our class. We have 4 book clubs a year. We have multiple social hours that are themed. But what we're doing in March is we're going to have our first ever annual meeting. And we hope to class annual meeting. And so what we're going to be doing is inviting a couple of people from the college and collecting those questions similar to the ones that Heather has posed and trying to get answers to those before that session so that there can be a lot of input and participation as well as dispensation of information. But I'll let everybody know how that goes. I'm hoping that we get a pretty good showing. We have terrific showings at the book clubs and so forth. So fingers crossed that can be a real kind of resource for other classes for the dissemination of critical information.
That sounds really exciting. Will it be in person or virtual?
No, it's Zoom. Our 2 55th reunion co-chairs Nancy Diesel Mills and the iconic Drew Ketterer are going to be heading it up. So we'll keep you posted, see how we
Yeah,
go.
and please do let us know if there's anything we can do to help with that.
Oh, we will. We're not shy.
Good. All right. Well, if no one has anything else that they'd like to share or ask, I think we can end this a little bit early. But thank you all so much for joining us, and keep an eye out for the Giving Tuesday materials by the end of this week or early next week. And have a wonderful fall and Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank
Thank
you,
to
Emily.
you.
Same to you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.